Foldable technology is not new to Samsung. We've seen it in previous versions, but the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 has just come out. This one, to me, without having my hands on it, looks a little bit more durable. And I think Matt Miller is going to agree with me. But first, Matt, you've played with the other foldable devices that have come out in previous years. This is your third fold device. What are the differences between the three? What makes this one stand out that should make me want to buy this versus the others?
Yeah, good question, Beth. So this is the box for the Z Fold 3. And if you've seen the two Z Folds before this is tiny. It was actually kind of funny. I'm speaking of the box. You're like, what are you speaking about the box? The previous folds were an unboxing experience, right? It would come in this big box and all this extravagant, it'd be warnings and stickers and all this other stuff. The first one actually came with, the Galaxy Buds inside. They really tried to sell it. This one is a very minimalist boxing experience. And you open it up and you're like, okay, what's the differences here? The big one. So I've had the previous two folds. I kept the last one, I think, for about 4 months before I sold it and moved back to an iPhone. And I told everybody on ZDNet, so I've got to stick my money where my mouth is. I told everybody, I really need to see S Pen support and some water resistance. Well, Samsung delivered, right? So the big differences are the S Pen. That's the very biggest difference. And unfortunately, when the review unit arrived last week, it didn't come with an S Pen. It arrives today. So I can't speak to those experiences yet. It arrives today. So in my full review, I will talk about the S Pen. But the bottom line with the S Pen is it's functional on the inner display only, not on the outside. And you may say, well, if you have a Note or a Galaxy Tab or something else with an S Pen, just grab that S Pen and write on it. So when you do that with this, I actually tried that. I pulled out another S Pen and got close to it, and a warning pops up and says, do not use this. S Pen cannot be used with this device. And it'll just keep that warning. It won't let you actually use it. So the thing is, this is a foldable technology display, right? So it's just not the same technology as a regular one. So the S Pen itself, there's two S Pens you can buy. You can buy the S Pen Fold Edition and then the S Pen Pro. The Pro has the Bluetooth, so it has all of the air actions and other Bluetooth functions, and it's a bigger phone. Or a pen. It's more like a regular pen or pencil. The Fold Edition, there's actually a case for it. It will fit along the spine. And I did order a case for it and things like that. But the difference with those S Pens is they have a retractable tip on those S Pens so that when you put pressure on the display, it retracts a bit. So you're not going to damage the display. That's why you have to use the special S Pen.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. They must have done some testing, with it. And Samsung's been doing some amazing engineering, and I'm sure they figured it out. So S Pen's the big one. The other one, as I said, I would love to see water resistance. I didn't think they would really be able to do that with, this is a big hinge, open spot for water and everything else. Well, it's IPX8 water resistant. So I'm never but you could take it in the water for 30 minutes at 1.5 meters or whatever, and it will last, right? I don't know if I would try that, but they did use new materials. They've got lubricant in there. They've got a design that is supposed to keep the water out. The water will get in there. I mean, it's the fact. It's just, you can't seal it completely. It'll get in there, but it's designed to be able to, dry out and not corrode or fall apart. Just don't go swimming with it, but, use it in the rain. You can use it wherever you want, that kind of thing. So, some other differences, the outside display, you may think at first it looks very similar, 6.2 inches AMOLED. This is Gorilla Glass Victus, so it's the highest level of Gorilla Glass. But the best thing for me is it's also now 120 hertz refresh rate display. Now, I don't know if you've used that too much, but the typical iPhones still have 60 hertz. There's a lot of other phones that have 90 or 120. The inside display has had 120 since the Z Fold 2. But once you use a higher refresh rate display on your phone, it's really hard to go back to scrolling on 60 hertz or something like that. So it's got the whole 120 hertz outer display, which is great to see. I think that's the major differences from the Z Fold 2. There is a little bit, I can't remember how many millimeters, but it is a little bit narrower. They use now, instead of stainless steel like they had around before, they have a thing called armor aluminum, a material they created. So they were able to make it a little thinner, a little lighter. Um, it's still a big phone. I mean, you feel it in your hand. It's it's going to weigh down your pocket. It's
Yeah.
not a light phone,
Yeah.
but I'm a bigger, I have decent sized hands. It's a bigger phone. It's fine with me, but it's not, revolutionary in size. It's a big phone. And
Oh,
yes, the price is $200 less, but it's still a lot of money for this.
that was my next question.
Yeah, it's 1799.99 for the 256 gigabyte, and I think it's $100 more if you upgrade to the 512. So it's
Mhm.
still not an inexpensive phone, but to help you justify that, you can go to Samsung.com, and I don't know if it's just during the pre-order period. It usually
Okay.
is, but you can trade in 4 devices, phones, tablets, and watches. So gather all your gear, see how much you can reduce the price.
Just ship it off, try to get this phone as cheap as you can, and bam, you have this really innovative technology for maybe something a little more reasonable than that price tag.
There is one other thing that is new on this phone. There's no camera. There used to be a front facing camera right up top. It's there,
Mhm.
but it's an under display camera. So
Oh.
it's completely under the visible display. You see a little bit of distortion when you have a bright screen on. You can see a little bit of the pixels and things, but otherwise, like watching a movie, it's a full screen experience. The whole thing is shown on there.
Wow.
Now, it's a 4 megapixel. It's new technology. Some people are like, it takes terrible selfies. Yeah, you can see, it's passing through the visible display, so you can see some impact on a selfie. But this phone has 5 cameras on it. Right, there's a selfie camera on the front that's a full, 10 megapixel selfie there. There's 12 megapixel ones on the back, and with Samsung's software, it actually you should use you should do selfies with this. You get 3 cameras, and the display can be made to be your viewfinder, so you can hold it like that and do a selfie, or you can
Mhm.
just do a selfie with it closed. This under display camera, yes, it's on the display, but it's really designed for video conferencing. It's a business kind of
Okay.
phone, right? It has the different modes. You can set it up like this. You can have a conference call. That's your under display camera. Don't use that 4 megapixel under display as a selfie camera. Use it for your video calls. That's what it's optimized for. Yes, if you use it for selfie, it's not going to be as good as the other ones. You've got
Mhm.
5 other cameras to use, so use those instead. You know,
Yeah, they've given you plenty of options to try and find the best camera. So I guess now, Matt, my question is, um, are you fold or flip? There's quite a price difference. Um, which one would are you going to stick with?
oh, Beth, that's a hard question. I've ordered the flip I've ordered the Flip 3 times. I've ordered the Z Fold 2 or 3 times because you know people that read my articles know that I love colors on phones. This is a Phantom Black. I ordered the green one
Mhm,
of these.
mhm,
I've gone back and forth. I've ordered both multiple times
mhm,
because the Flip is just so much fun. It's very
mhm.
pocketable. It's just a great device that goes with you anywhere. But as of right now, I'm sticking with a green Z Fold 3 because I've had both Z Folds before. I commute on a train 2 hours a day. This is a perfect, phone and mini tablet. I can leave
Yeah,
the tablet behind. I've got a 5G tablet in hand. The big thing is today the S Pen arrives. That's going to kind of be my little deciding
yeah,
factor. Is it as functional as I want it to be? Because I'm a Note fan. There's not going to be a
mhm,
Note this year. So this is
right.
kind of my mix of my Note and my Samsung and my tablet. It does everything.
Mhm,
Pretty sure, even though it's expensive, I'm pretty sure I'm sticking with the Fold. But
yeah.
I gotta find more phones to sell so I can get the Flip as well.
I don't blame well, and the note makes a lot of sense for you for that commute and for being on the go working a lot. I think personally it would make more sense for me to have the flip and to save that money because you know, I'm going to always have my phone and my laptop with me. I don't need a phone that can be my laptop as well. You know what I mean? So, I think for business users, I think for people who are really on the go, I think the Fold makes a lot of sense. And I think third time's a charm. I think Samsung got it right this time.
Yeah, and to be honest, they're going to sell a lot more flips, but
Yeah.
as you mentioned, for the enterprise, the Fold is a great device for the enterprise because that I mean 7.6-inch display is wonderful to
Mhm.
get work done. I mean, I've been doing spreadsheet work. It has the full. You swipe in, you have multiple apps at once on there. Side by side or this way. It's a really good productivity device, but the flip's just
Yeah.
lots of fun. That's why you need both, right? You do this for the workday. Once the workday's over, you pop out the sim, you pull out the flip, and you have fun at night with a flip.
If you can afford it, honestly, get rid of all your tablets. You don't need it if you have this gigantic Fold. Get rid of all your tablets, sell everything, get yourself both phones, and have a lot of fun during the day getting your work done, but have even more fun at night hanging up on everyone. Just call them, flip the phone, close it. All right, Matt. Well, thank you so much for testing out both of these devices. As always, we've got a link down below to the new Z Fold 3. Let us know if you use it. Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you guys. Even if you just go to a store and play with it, we want to know what your thoughts are because I think that's what I'm probably going to go do. I want to go feel it. I want to have it in my hand. I want to sit and see what that folding technology feels like. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and stick with ZDNet for all things tech.